Yes, me too. I take some blame too, but it's
it,
okay.
it's
There's no blame needed. I don't even care about that.
well, it was my fault because I was working very diligently on a little show that I call More Drawings.
Hey, that's a good show. It's
Yeah,
at GR2 Gallery.
yeah, and you got one last weekend to check it out, and so I figured, hey, we should use this opportunity to not only just get a chance to chat, but to also promote the show and come
Right.
out because I have decided to come out this weekend all the way out to the west side
Wow.
and
Well,
hang out.
you do go halfway there because your studio is in downtown.
Yeah, but downtown's not halfway there. That's like
It's
literally
halfway.
1/4 of the way there.
I think it's about halfway.
No, it's 1/4. It's 1/4. it's
But the hardest part of exercise is starting, and then once you get going, it's easy. The hardest part is getting your car, man. The hardest part is getting up, getting your car, turning on that ignition. The rest is easy.
I get down to the studio almost daily. Yeah, but
Wow.
the thing is that but driving like through downtown, like right around that like bend after around the 110, uh, like where the 110 and the 10 connect, it's just kind of like that just eats up 15 minutes right there.
Oh, 15 minutes. Oh,
15
it's okay. You can do it. Okay. Anyways, so what day are you coming down? Saturday?
I have planned on coming on Saturday.
All right, I'll be there.
Yes, it'll be great. I'll be
Awesome.
hanging out. I'll try and show up at around like between noon and 1.
Okay.
Let's
hang out. Yeah.
until like
Sounds
near
fun.
closing, and
Let's do it.
It'll be great.
Awesome.
So come on out. Bring
Everybody, bring your Luke Chu stuff that you want to get signed because people do ask all the time. Is it okay if I bring my Boba Fett drinking a boba whatever? Yep. And then I'm like, yes, you can bring it. It's okay. And they said that some places don't welcome that.
Yeah, well,
and I'm like thinking, wow, that's crazy.
That's because Eric is not afraid.
Afraid of what?
Afraid of other merch.
Oh, is it? Do you think because they bring that, they're not supporting, and therefore, like, they're not going to buy anything, and
they're not supporting the stuff that you're actually selling. I think.
Oh, but I think for me, I like it because it's supporting the artist.
Sure.
That's what it's about, right? It's like a fan getting to meet you and go, "Hey, dude, here's the thing I bought. It's the greatest toy ever," and then you get to sign it, and they get that interaction just for that moment.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of worth it. That's why I allow it. I think. I'm all for it, man. That's the best part.
I'm all about like giving the fans what they want.
That's cool. As much as you can. But I think I do think that like so in the past I remember like you're an artist, popular dude. So I remember in the past, I mean, let's just say if you came and you're signing stuff, I think sometimes the clerk or the person working, they're also stoked. They're like, "Oh shit, Luke's here," right? Let's just say it's not me because, I'm kidding. Let's just say.
Yeah, you're just like, oh,
I'm kidding.
It's
fucking Luke. No. But sometimes, like, it's almost like you start to cock block. You're like, oh, yeah, Luke's over here. And you're like, it's like for me now, I'm like, no, you brought the thing. Luke is over there. You approach Luke. You go say hi. You go deal with it. I'm not going to hold your hand through this. Like, I want you to have that. I want the person to have that interaction all the way.
Right. It's like that. Like you don't need an introduction to approach me. I'm just a normal guy.
But I don't want to be involved. I feel like I'm like taking away their interaction time with you, right? You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So like it's me just. So usually I walk away and I'm like, oh, they're having their one-on-one time. That means a lot to the fan, I think, more than I would understand, right? Like it might mean everything that they get to meet you and talk to you. And if I'm standing there going, yeah, man, Luke, well, after you sign this, let's go do that and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, you're already I'm discounting their time. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Sucks. So anyway.
You're a very considerate man, Mr. Nakamura. I appreciate
so
that.
Saturday, bring your shit. I mean, it's not even Luke Chu stuff. Bring like a brick, a piece of wood.
Bring a brick, bring a piece of wood.
Anything.
Don't bring
teddy bear. You have a teddy bear. Luke will sign the teddy bear.
Don't bring a canvas though.
I've seen that. So some people do bring a canvas. I've seen people bring a watercolor set.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
here's a
yeah,
watercolor set, Luke, and a brush.
yeah.
Get to it, bro.
Yeah. Do you
Yeah,
remember
yeah,
about
yeah.
3 or 4 years ago? It was at one of the Geffen Contemporary Art, uh, like zine art book fests,
Yeah. Yes, I
and
remember this.
it was 3 people in a row that showed up with like 16-inch by 20-inch canvases with like Sharpies, and I signed all of them because I felt kind of like cornered. But the thing is, I signed them and then I wrote like something like
Fan service.
this is fan service,
Yeah,
and I then the next one I said this is also fan service, and I think another like kind of thing about fan service on the third one,
yeah.
and then they showed up on eBay a couple of years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, someone. I wonder if someone bought it
Do you
because
know how much it?
I
Do you
I
recall any
don't
of that now?
no I don't look at my own pricing um, on
Right.
eBay simply because I think it'll like destroy me in one form or another.
Yeah.
And but it was brought to my attention that it was being sold, and I was shocked. I was shocked because if I was like given that, and if I handed something to another artist and they signed it like that, I would fucking literally just dump it in the trash can on my way out. But but
Wow.
but uh, like because it was ugly. What I did was like really fucking ugly.
Yeah.
But
On purpose, right?
yeah, well,
Yeah.
it was also yeah, it was Sunday. I think it was a Sunday. I wasn't like itching to draw on other people's canvases. So
Yeah. That's a bit much. Don't
yeah,
bring your canvases.
so don't bring canvases.
What about a sketchbook page? Like somebody brings a sketchbook.
Of course, sketchbook
Yeah.
pages are fine
So
because
like, okay, listen, chat. So you could bring a black book maybe, or one of those sketchbooks. Luke
no,
might draw a little quick. You would do
I'll
the
do
same thing, right?
yeah,
You would do the
I do the same like little thing. I draw like the bear head. I write my name like Luke was
right.
here or something, kind of like predictable. And
Yeah.
I think that and sometimes the bear heads look great and sometimes they don't look so great.
But you're using mostly it's a quick pen, and you're just kind of jumping on it, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I were a tagger, that's how I would probably tag.
Yep.
But
There you go.
I am not a
Awesome.
tagger, and therefore, yeah.
Awesome. But okay, so everybody, that's the message there. Saturday, Luke's going to hang out at GR2 Gallery. Come on down. That's kind of nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
bring everything except for
Yes.
a canvas.
Except for canvases. Yeah, please
I like
don't.
the idea of a brick. Bring that brick.
Bring a brick.
Yeah, bring a brick.
Bring
Yeah.
a brick. It'll be hilarious. I wouldn't know what to do with it. I'll look at it because those things are so kind of bumpy and porous that it's impossible to really kind of like write on them.
Yeah.
So
I think also, I, like Lofa in Hawaii, he collects paintbrushes. I always think that's cool.
that
But
is
then,
cool.
but it would have to be your paintbrush, so that's not, like he would have to somehow get a paintbrush, then you'd have to sign it. But I was like, you can't really bring a paintbrush and then have you sign it. That's kind of disingenuous, right?
You would have to make me use it, and then you'd have to photograph me using it so it has
Oh,
that provenance.
I don't, Paul. For him, I think so. He's had brushes from like a different artist, right? In Powwow, for example. So like Audrey Kawasaki brush. I think he has an Andrew Hem. He kind of just gets that beater brush at the end and then has him sign it. So he's got this little collection of brushes.
Oh, that's cool.
It's kind of a neat collect. I like that idea. That's such a great idea.
Or if I ever get invited back to mural festivals, like find like cans that I was using.
Oh, spray cans.
Yeah.
That's even cooler.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's even cooler.
That would be really cool. And then you
I
could
like that.
like have me have everything. It's all about the provenance at the end of the day. So you have to like have pictures of like that said person holding said thing, and people will be like, "Ooh, it's legit."
Yeah, but what do you need to prove it for? There's no proof needed.
Because it's at the end of the day, it's all about flipping it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. It's all about flipping it, everybody.
It's all about selling it.
So think about this stuff when you're bringing in all these things for Luke to sign. Think about one day you might sell it, but shh, be quiet.
So
don't say it yet.
I heard we're down to one drawing left.
I think so. If I'm not mistaken, it is the birdcage one.
I know. That's
like bird brain. Yeah.
Bird brained. Yeah. That's my I think I worked the hardest on that one. And
that one's well rendered. I think that's kind of why it almost looks like you didn't draw it. It could be somebody else's drawing. It's like I'm looking at it going. I was looking at it yesterday, thinking, God, this is like really like as perfect as it's going to be for someone just to draw it. It's really well done.
I figured out I was like looking at photos of bird cages, trying to figure out like the placement of bars and everything, and studied up on dead birds. I Googled dead birds to capture like a genuine dead bird look, and
you got the dead bird.
I posted a photo of it, and I was looking at it on the post, and I was thinking, wow, that looks better than I almost remember it. And a fraction, a tiny fraction of what my normal art posts get. A stupid picture of me holding an old painting on fucking my friend, well, my now deceased friend's, Converse got more likes than that because it had, and
because that's a bear.
Because it has the fucking bear in it.
Oh, well,
you know what it's saying. This is the reason why I think artists like Cause and any of these other pop art types, and like instead of trying to recreate new character or to create new characters or whatnot, it's the reason why they just jump on fucking like Smurfs and SpongeBob and Mickey Mouse, etc., because of just how easily recognizable it is and how like simple it is to do it.
Well, it is. I mean, that's the idea, right? It is.
Right. You don't have to. You're not starting from scratch with a totally like new idea that is outside of people's expectations. They're like, I like SpongeBob.
It's the same, yeah.
Oh, and it's got like them Cause X eyes on it. I love it.
I like Astro Boy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I like Boba Fett. Obviously, I've done the Boba Fett thing, but
I like Mangaloreans.
I like the Mangaloreans.
Yeah.
So it's there's a reason. There's definitely a strategy to stealing other people's like pop culture IP. References, IP, pop culture IPs.
Yeah.
And
makes it easier.
Makes it so much easier.
Right.
But
no one's struggling, right? No one's struggling to figure out why did he draw this? What is this character? Why did they draw this? And what does this mean? It's like if you drew a giraffe, people would be like, Luke did a giraffe. What does this mean?
Right.
Like why would he do that? I don't get it. Right. And then it becomes that instead of, wow, what a cool painting of a giraffe and whatever,
Well, unless you're
a giraffe who's cutting off its neck to make it shorter, right? Or whatever that would be a Luke thing, right? It's like
that's a pretty great idea.
You're right. Like how they do those operations to make your legs longer. Well, this is a giraffe trying to be short.
Yes.
I don't know.
Or you can like take a giraffe, like a short necked giraffe kind of animal, and like put those like remember there's certain tribes in Africa that would put rings in their around their necks.
Indonesia somewhere, yeah.
Is it in Indonesia?
Those are Asian motherfuckers like us.
Really?
Yeah, it's like somewhere. I believe it's Indonesia. I think it's Indonesian or something. I think one of those small islands.
Oh.
And they stretch their neck. What? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I did not know. Oh, yeah, that's interesting.
No, those are Asian ladies right there doing that.
Yeah, I had no idea. I thought it was like an African thing. So
there might be more than one. No, I think it's Asian. I'm pretty sure it's Indonesian.
Okay.
You could look it up though. So I could be totally wrong. Maybe I think everything's Asian, so it's possible. Anyway, but yeah.
But yeah,
I thought that was interesting.
That would be a fun thing, but I the reason why I would shy away from it is because I am not of that tribe.
Yeah.
And therefore, it would almost be kind of like this uncomfortable social commentary about
Oh,
whatever, and I don't want to go
I think the
there.
longer the neck, the hotter they are. I think that was kind of the game,
Oh
right?
yeah, well, if anime
Yeah.
is any indicator of anything, like freaking long ass skinny necks are
There you
fucking
go.
hot.
There you go.
So
So, of all your drawings in the show, more drawings, which ones do you think, off the top of your head right away, are going to become paintings?
I already knew five of them were going to become paintings. The capsule painting, which is of the pill opening up with little bear
That's very
heads
cool.
dribbling out. The cloud one,
Wait,
storm cloud.
before we go forward, let's stick with that just for a second. The capsule.
Yes,
What color is the capsule going to be?
probably like I was thinking about like I immediately thought white and red just because the red would be such a striking color. But and then the capsules, the little bear heads instead would just be white. Um, but
I mean, not Akira, red and blue kind
yeah,
of a thing,
but that's
maybe.
I did think Akira too, and
Yeah.
um,
But you being an expert at pharmaceuticals, at least once upon a time,
yes, yes.
is there going to be a reason basis for a white and red? Like, what's the reason, or what does that mean?
White and red is nothing. I think white and red
Okay.
was like Tylenol, but
Oh,
the
okay.
but the thing is, and what's funny is like the like when you the little bear heads is supposed to mimic another like acetaminophen style capsule where it's like a capsule filled with tiny little balls.
Yeah,
Uh,
like Contact. I think that was always the one I grew up with
right,
knowing,
right,
right?
right,
Because
right.
there's a little I think there's a commercial, a close up of it that you see the balls just bouncing on. You
Yeah,
know, they
yeah.
open someone opens it and it bounces around. Yeah.
I never like ran into narcotic based pharmaceuticals in capsule format.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Most of them, at least modern ones, have like these time release kind of components. So using gelatin capsules
Oh.
just isn't really. That's like maybe a more of an instant relief kind of thing.
Mhm.
So and maybe they do make them, but I just never crossed paths with them. So
I see.
I just kind of like the imagery of the capsule
Yeah.
a lot. It's instantly um, associated with a pharmaceutical, and I think that a lot of like I don't even think like people who take like say antipsychotics or benzodiazepines like have capsulated
Wow.
medications.
So
So
that just shows you I'm a white belt at such knowledge. I expose myself.
that's just
Uh,
well.
I don't
I
know.
think I would like to believe that a majority of at least Americans are not familiar with enough with um, are not drugstore cowboys. They do not sit in like Barnes and Nobles and like peel through a physician's desk reference to like look for scheduled you know drugs. So like I did back in the day, a long time ago.
So I guess I don't know if this is going to show very well, but oh, it's not going to show, is it?
Uh,
It's not going to show.
Here, let me pull up the piece
It's not going to show at all. You
so
can't see it.
people can see what
Yeah, it's not going to show
the
on mine.
yeah I'm digging it
Oh,
up. Yeah,
I
this
mean,
is why.
it's real. Yeah, this is why this background blur thing is a fail. But
So
there you
this,
go.
yeah,
Sorry about that.
for people who are looking at the stream, this is the drawing, and it's a little hard to read out. But let me see. Do I have the close up here? Here's a close up of the
Yeah,
um.
yeah.
Let me see if it'll like sharpen up if I put my finger in front of it. No,
Probably not.
no.
But still, it's an idea. It's just pill form. But
Yeah,
that's
and
gonna be a nice painting.
all the little bear heads inside the capsule are smiling. So
Yeah.
it's yeah. I think it's cute.
Can that be a series of paintings, or was it just gonna? You think it's gonna just be a one off?
I think it can be. I think I could be able to
Yeah.
change the colors. Like I can make like a yellow and red capsule, a blue and red capsule.
But you could make the faces like a sad face. I don't know. You can change the bear faces and perhaps
I could like make
I
the
don't
eyes
know.
really tiny so
Yeah.
to imply like
Oh,
opiates, and I can
there you
make the
go.
eyes really big and dark to suggest stimulants, and make the
There you go.
eyes like like whatever to
Awesome.
yeah. So
Okay, next painting or next piece that might become a painting,
um, I believe I saw
if you don't mind.
the storm cloud piece.
Storm Cloud.
Yeah,
Oh, that's such a good one.
that one is that's been an idea that's been kind of like resting around, sitting around my head for for over a
Check
year,
this out.
and let me see if I can.
That's a great one.
Yeah, I'm really happy with the way it came out, and
Is this going to be a black and white painting? Pretty, I
um,
mean, almost monochromatic, relatively.
gosh, I
Or
wish.
it's
Yeah,
there.
yeah. I think it'll look really good as a like lots of grays and maybe like hints of blues and purples
Sure.
inside it to like with the sky, and then like the little silhouetted version of me standing underneath it and being
That's
laying
gonna be
down
nice.
on.
That's gonna be nice.
So that's
What sizes are you even thinking? Are you thinking like 30 by 40, 40 by 60,
yeah,
which is big, but
like a 36 by 48 or
right on.
a 56 by 72, something like that. Like it's supposed to,
All
like a
right.
genuinely big piece.
Yeah.
Um, let me see.
That's a winner. That's a winner for sure.
I just posted on my
Yeah.
Instagram. This one is called Embrace.
Uh,
It's a I don't know. There's something very sweet, kind of tender about it. My work generally doesn't lend itself, easily to like sweet, tender
are
moments.
there tears coming down the bear's eyes on that one?
No,
Kind of. I see a
no.
little bit of a smear in it.
Yeah, that's just me trying to like find the form of the snout,
Okay.
because the snouts on my characters literally like the eyes just kind of rest right in the corners of them, and
Mm,
so but
gotcha.
that's another one that I'm very fond of. There's this piece, which is like a companion piece to the Embrace, which is it's called Face to Face, and it's the white bear holding the head of the black bear and kind of looking at it. And this one has become a sculpted piece for that VINS out of Taipei. It's a gallery toy sculpture maker
Mm,
who has produced, and it looks great. I'm looking forward to actually finally seeing the sample
wow. Yet
soon.
another Luke product.
Yeah.
It's a lot. That's awesome.
This
That's a
one,
good one.
it's called. I'm calling it Timber, where it's
Timber. Yep.
the legs are have turned into roots, and he's kind of stuck in place. So he's wielding an axe to chop the trunks that are his legs in order to free himself. Is the other piece that that I'm quite fond of. So those are like five of them that I'm definitely going to be turning into paintings. But there are other ones in here that I think if
Polishing
I
a turd. Polishing a turd.
polishing a
No
turd,
way.
I would like to see
That's a good
polishing
one.
I'd like to see polishing a turd be turned into a smaller painting.
Okay.
So yeah.
I like that one. I thought that one's going to be good as a painting. That occurred to me when I saw it. I was like, oh, that could be a painting.
Yeah. Especially like with the way I would do the sparkly effects around the turd. I think what like with drawing it in graphite, you're kind of limited by the fact that you only have black and white to develop these like compositions. But with like a full painted palette, like I can be able to like, you know, paint the background one color and then do like white little sparkles around it. And so
Would would
I
it could almost have the Notice Me Senpai sparkles, the little ding, you know.
yes, yes.
Anyway,
It's I was a little bit like um like discouraged by the piece because it like didn't like connect with the collectors or the audience in the very beginning of the show. Like I
what
think
do you
it took
mean? Oh, because they didn't, just because it wasn't purchased.
or it hadn't been purchased yet.
Oh,
Trying to. Try,
I think it's okay. I think there's a poo in it.
yeah, yeah.
There's a poo in it, but I mean, that's a everybody who's listening to this, you have all polished a turd at some point in your life. It might be a relationship. You're
Yeah,
polishing a turd of a relationship.
yeah,
You've done it.
yeah,
You fucked up a meal and you've tried to add more salt or sugar and you fuck that up.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah,
yeah, no,
you tried to take it's
tons of
about
things.
taking it's like turning lemons into lemonade,
Yeah,
and yeah, I think I like to believe that's something that we can all empathize with to a certain degree, like the
it's a really good
idea
one.
of trying to make the best of a bad situation. So,
Yep.
but
But I
and
just
yeah,
I love the effort on that bear though. That bear looked like he went through a war with that holding that turd, but that went through a war to make that thing clean. That's what I like about it. I just see so much gumption, like that bear. It's just like I'm working this thing, man.
I'm
I'm
gonna
not going to
make
give up. I'm not giving
I'm,
up until this turd is beautiful. That's I don't know. I'd like to see that as a figure, but okay, a figure. We talked about this on the stream, I think, yesterday.
Mm,
That we were like joking around, going, "Oh, maybe that turd should be like golden or something, like, or
right.
maybe it's removable. You could change the turd, I don't know, into something else." We talked about all these funny, stupid things yesterday about the turd. I don't know why you're not focusing.
Yeah, I don't know either. It's weird. It's weird. Come on,
There you
focus,
go. Focus. It's on you.
focus,
That's pretty. That's getting better.
focus.
Yeah, we thought
Dude,
about some funny scenarios with that, but we liked it. It would be really fun. But yeah, could it be a removable turd that's in the hand?
right, right.
Seems like that's the new Monkey King kind of thing. You have an item that is removable from its cradle. So that could be the
Mm.
cradle is the hand, and there's a removable turd. Oh my
This-
God. And yeah, we said this yesterday. The turd could light up. The turd could be glow in the dark. The turd could be its own sofubi separately. A
So
separate
I guess
sofubi.
was this
We had this long we
pop
had a
shop?
conversation about we had a conversation about this. This meant something. We're pretending we're a toy maker and we're like, it fits in the hand. Maybe that thing is like a machine made mold,
Mhm.
machine made poured thing, but then
Mm.
maybe the turd is a sofubi and that one's like clear, swirl, all different
Mm.
kinds. So you could keep replacing the turd with different sofubi, but
Mm.
we had all these ideas on how Luke can make $1 billion. $1 billion. And maybe the sofubi, the turd, I don't know.
Well,
At that point,
you know what would be funny is
and you can
to
put a face on it
have
too.
like him like standing there triumphantly holding this turd, and then like but behind him is just another mountain of polished turds.
Wow. So it never ends, right?
Yeah,
It never ends.
It never ends.
Wow.
And you literally just move on to the next turd. That is life. So
Yeah. I like that. That's also great painting right there. Right? The
Yeah,
next level of that painting is a mountain of turds right behind him.
but like, don't you feel that like by incorporating that like mountain of turds, all you're doing is kind of like over over narrating?
I guess.
Because I think like
That's up to you,
I think that's the there's a certain line when you're creating narrative art where it goes from like open-ended kind of narrative that is open to a little bit more open to interpretation
Yeah.
to going to straight into editorial illustration.
That's sort of like movies that have what do you call it, a voiceover?
Mm.
Movies that have voiceover to explain the whole movie, kind of a thing.
Like the original Blade Runner.
Yeah, maybe it didn't have it, then they had it, or they removed it, and it's like director's cut. It's like they change things around. But I think sometimes that really bugs people. Like if every movie had this voiceover that just explained it all, kind of annoying.
Yeah, but
You know?
sometimes it's completely necessary, like Shawshank
Sure.
Redemption. Shawshank Redemption needed
That's because God was speaking there, Morgan Freeman.
more. It had that great Morgan Freeman.
I could listen to that. Yeah,
Yeah, that was his narration is always fantastic.
yeah, because he's talking about his best friend Andy Dufresne.
Andy Dufresne.
Andy Dufresne. What's the name of that the place that they go into Mexico? I can't remember the name. Guadalajara something. I don't remember.
I have no idea how Morgan Freeman's character remembered that.
Yeah.
I have no idea, especially because like the second Andy Dufresne like told him that it was a situation under duress.
Yeah.
You know, like Morgan Freeman's character was, or kind of like feeling like something like terrible is about to happen.
Sure.
And then like, and he's like, remember this fucking name of this like town in a language you do not speak.
Yeah, Guadalajara, something like that. And I was just like, oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, you know, don't write it down.
Don't write it down, please. They're gonna find me and find us, and working on that beater boat that has a hole in it. Gilligan's boat is there. We're gonna fix it.
I want to watch that movie
anyway.
again. That movie is
It's a good one.
It's so I don't know how many times I've seen chunks of it. Like I've seen the entire in its entirety, but maybe about 3 times. But like whenever it's on, like when I used to have cable, it was on TNT or
It's
USA.
on a lot. It's on a lot. It's a classic repeat movie.
I would sit back and I'd watch it and I'd like kind of wonder myself, like, I had no idea that this was a Stephen King movie.
It is?
Yeah.
It is not.
It's a Stephen King movie.
It's not like Francis Ford Coppola or something? It's Stephen King?
I think it's Stephen King. I think it's.
Are you kidding me?
Let me look it up.
You sure that's not the other prison movie?
It might be. Maybe I am thinking of whatchamacallit.
The Green Mile?
The Green Mile. But
I think Green Mile might be Stephen King.
Shawshank.
Oh, Shawshank Redemption. So he wrote it, evidently.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Stephen King wrote that? Where's the horror element? There's none?
Shawshank Redemption. Let's see. Here we go. Opening up the Wikipedia page.
Okay, Wikipedia, do your thing.
Yeah, based on the 1982 Stephen King novella, Rita Hayworth and the Shawshank Redemption.
Rita Hayworth and wow, they even include her name in it in the title. Wow. Yeah. Because she was she the poster?
She was the poster.
The poster, right? Yeah.
Yeah, she was the poster. Yeah, that's a Stephen King movie.
I wonder if you know what? I never knew that, and I should read the novel. I'm kind of curious.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what did he add any weird Cujo shit? You know, did he add any like?
You know, you got to give Stephen King a little bit more props, I guess. Like, you know, he's not.
Oh, he's a master. But I mean, I know him as all those kind of horror stories.
Right. Even the Green Mile with the weird bugs.
Did he write Green Mile? Did he write Green Mile now?
Yeah, he wrote the Green Mile.
Okay.
Yeah, that was not good, but Shawshank Redemption is great.
Yeah,
it was genuinely great. It was,
but the movie was good too. I think that's the key, right? I mean, I don't know about the book, but the movie was like just done really nicely.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Yeah,
it's a beautiful like all the palette of the film is so good. Like it feels old timey without being old timey.
Yeah, and the characters were very. I mean, the character that movie could. I mean, it is very obvious though when you look at it. All the characters, like the warden, come on, it just looks like a warden. Like everything about it is perfect, right?
Right.
The characters look like almost exaggerated to fit their roles. That mean, what do you call it? The meaner, what do you call it? The I guess prison police guy.
Oh yeah.
Right, the mean guy because he's like bigger than everybody and meaner than everybody. Yeah, it's just like okay,
like that guy's got RBF. Like that guy's got resting bitch face like crazy.
Yeah, right. But it's perfect, right? Everything's perfect about it.
Or even the warden of the prison.
No, he's perfect.
He's perfect.
He looks like a little Birdman or something. Just just like a powerless man who's exerting all of his power with other people, type of thing. But he's just ultimately a.
When I think of Morgan Freeman, I literally think of the Shawshank Redemption.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of like
it's a good one.
Movies, did you see the Matrix trailer?
I did. Seems exciting to me. I want to see it. I don't know about you, but I do want to see it. Like, is this a return to something good by that?
So
I don't know. I don't know what's going on in there exactly. So if you guys haven't seen the trailer, kind of shows in the beginning, maybe a lost Keanu Reeves, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's kind of lost looking, like he's trying to find his way back to the Matrix,
right.
And he seems to be lost. That's interesting to me already because it's like he's wandering around trying to find his way back.
Yeah.
And that to me already, I was like, oh, this is interesting, like that perspective. Because otherwise, if he's just in there kicking ass the whole way, I kind of already get it. And then they're gonna have a rave party in the middle of the earth or whatever it is, right? I'm just like, oh, he's gonna join the rave party. This was kind of interesting.
Was the rave party?
Yeah.
No,
it just looks like he just looks a little battered, and I'm like, okay, is this gonna be like him making some kind of a comeback type of thing?
Right.
And that's always interesting. Movies when they kind of 10 years elapse or more, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, he's making a comeback. Here's his movie, character comeback, and it's like, I don't know. Every one of these movies with a big series seems to have a one where there's Rocky did it. Right. Rocky Balboa, the final one. It's like, oh, now he's a restaurant owner and he's making a comeback for that redemption of his life,
Is that how the final Rocky movie ended? It was?
Oh yeah, he's not down and out, but I mean, he sort of like still has the ghosts of his wife that passed, who passed type of thing, and
Adrian.
But and his son is whatever, not he was just trying to he's sort of like a loser, a little bit of a loser, but he's not a failure, but he's sort of a loser. People are making fun of him.
I thought
and then he comes back to fight one more time,
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought it was smart when they shifted gears to what's his name's son?
Rocky?
Not Rocky's son, his nemesis, or not nemesis.
Oh yeah. Apollo Creed's son, Creed.
Creed. Yeah. I never watched them, but I know that they were well received considering.
Yeah, it was okay. But the last Rocky movie, Rocky Balboa, it's called, is like the final, right? For him as a fighter type of thing, and whatever. It wasn't awful. It just wasn't great, but it wasn't awful. But it's kind of like this Matrix. Maybe I'm kind of excited for it. I want to see it. I'm curious.
I'm curious. Yeah. It was never a movie that I wanted. You know what I mean?
I didn't even know what was happening. I was like, "What is this?"
I didn't think to myself, "Oh, I need another Matrix movie." I was just like, and you already get the feeling that this is not just a standalone film. You get the feeling that there's going to be another trilogy.
Wow.
At least that's the impression I got.
I wonder how they're going to bring, how this is going to be portrayed. Is this going to still be this digital world thing? Or are they going to make it grittier or even more gritty? Or, I definitely don't think it's going to become more techy, like Electric Daisy Carnival, like you know what I mean? Like shiny technology, I'm wondering if it's going to just be like this dirtier, grittier world. It was already dirtier and grittier, but I don't know. There's this weird elements mixing with that. I don't know. It was already weird, right?
Yeah. The second and third Matrix movies were just never could stand up to the first one. The first one really, all the world building in that first one was just brilliant, and then the second and third ones, they started trying to be a little bit artsier with it, and I get it, the key, guy and
the key master.
Yeah. And
they were getting very martial arts movie, right? They even used Yuan Wu Ping, the great martial arts choreographer.
Right.
He got really entrenched into all of it, and it became almost like lots of choreography. But I just like the fact Keanu Reeves has aged since, right? He's now playing he cannot be this 40-year-old man anymore or 30-year-old guy.
No.
He has to play a man that is 50. Yeah. He's over the crest of his best health.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what makes him more cooler, right?
Right.
Keanu Reeves has gotten cooler as he's gotten older in a weird way.
He looks more Asian.
More Asian, but he's he is whatever he is. Is he 55 years old?
Yeah.
He's depicting a 55-year-old man now in everything. He's not I'm 39.
Right.
He's kind of aged kind of cool and is owning it in movies. And I kind of like that. So I'm hoping this Matrix lets him be that way. John Wick, the old John Wick shit. All that.
Did you watch Shang-Chi yet?
I have not. I want to get to it, but I have not yet. I'm holding out for a little bit.
It's good.
Because Tony Leung is in it. One of my heroes.
Steals it.
He's one of my, I interviewed him for issue 5 of Giant Robot.
Oh, wow.
Right. Oh, I'm sorry. Is it issue 5? Yeah, issue 5 of Giant Robot. He's on the cover.
Yeah.
And I interviewed him then. And that's in 1997, maybe. I interviewed him then. And then we interviewed him a second time. I forgot when. Maybe in the 2006 area, around there. Interviewed him again. And, but yeah, I've always believed, and I've always said, he's probably the best actor in all of Asia, period. Right? I don't even know how he is in this movie, but he's
smoldering. He's a smoldering man.
He was smoldering then.
Yeah.
He's not tall. I'm going to guess he's probably 5'7", maybe.
Sure.
But don't forget, it's all those Wong Kar-wai movies.
Yeah. Yeah.
John Woo even put him in a movie, right?
Yeah,
Like,
he was in The Killer. No, he was in
not The Killer.
Hard Boiled.
Hard Boiled. But then he was in, what's the one that became those Scorsese movies, The Departed? It's he was
yeah.
he was in those movies.
Yeah,
Or that
yeah.
movie. I don't.
God, what was it called? Fuck.
I forgot too. It's
Internal
not for
Affairs.
Infernal Affairs, right?
Was it
with
Infernal Affairs?
I believe so. Yeah, Infernal Affairs, and he's in the first one, but he's just badass in everything.
Yeah,
so everybody, if you guys don't know Tony Leung, he's the guy in Shang-Chi.
Yep.
But he is perhaps the greatest actor of all of Asia. So if he's going to get more roles now, it's deserved, because this guy should have been here already in America.
Oh,
like he has not been here in America, like doing his thing, but
yeah,
he's like the greatest, like probably.
In all of the interviews, like he's saying stuff like, "Oh yeah, he was offered roles in America, but like none of the characters that he was offered really had any kind of depth or dimensionality to it, so he just turned them down." It's like,
that's awesome. It's because he's a real. I mean, like, for him, this is art. It's his craft type of thing. Craft, I guess you would say. Yeah. But he's kind of badass. I mean, truly. So I'm glad that this is his debut, I guess. Kinda.
Yeah, but he was he played a really interesting character in the movie.
Cool. I haven't seen it yet, so I want to see it.
Yeah, I recommend it.
Good movie. Did you like it?
Yeah, I'm down to see it again.
Shang-Chi, Master of Kung Fu, right?
Yeah.
Basically, it's Master of Kung Fu, the comic book. We had written about that. We wrote about that in Giant Robot. It's like there's one comic out there for Asian Americans. It's Shang-Chi, kind of. So we wrote about it.
See, that's the brilliant thing about the MCU kind of stuff, is that they can take these like B and C tier comic book characters.
C or D, maybe. Yeah.
C or D, yeah.
Yeah. Low down,
Iron Man. Iron Man was a B or C character.
Yeah. B for sure.
Captain America, same thing.
Thor, as a comic, a B comic.
Yeah.
Thor, definitely a B comic. Yeah.
And elevate them, because
Eternals was even a C-level series.
Yeah. Eternals is fucking like I never even thought to pick up a copy of the Eternals. Fantastic Four has a lot of gravity on its a
lot of history, but ultimately a B plus.
Yeah.
That was a B. Like X-Men was an A series, right?
Yes, X-Men was an A series.
Avengers maybe an A series. I'm not sure too. I'm not even sure.
Yeah.
Daredevil was up there as a comic, A minus maybe. Daredevil was big.
Was it?
It wasn't. I don't think it was B. I think Daredevil was like an A minus, B plus, somewhere around there. It wasn't low down. Daredevil was kind of a hot one because Frank Miller drew it, right? So there was a lot of eyes were on Daredevil. I'm trying to think, what were the A comics to begin with? I don't even know. X-Men for sure.
X-Men was a big one.
Yeah.
Like all the X's, right? Like X Factor, X-Men.
Oh, those Wolverine, whatever, right?
Wolverine.
Yeah, I'm trying to think, but as a Hulk was like up there too, actually.
Hulk was
even
popular. Hulk was popular. So
yeah, Hulk was kind of a big one. A minus. I don't know. Yeah. Really interesting. I've never really thought to rate the popularity of the comics and then watch that the movies either failed. Some of the best ones failed, and then some of the shittiest comics turn into great movies, right?
Right. Because I think it's because there's a certain flexibility between to be able to craft a superb script that touches on the key elements of said character.
Black Panther was a C comic or D.
Yeah.
Okay.
C
anyway,
D.
Sorry.
Absolutely.
Sorry.
Shang-Chi was probably an E.
Black Panther was up. Black Panther was right with it.
Yeah.
Shang-Chi and Black Panther, D or whatever.
Right.
Low level comics.
Yeah, and then
they're the ones you don't buy.
the movie was able to elevate these characters to a level that far surpasses their comic book
how
canon.
Good the comic was. But Thor, though, I mean, there's this comedy thing, right, that wasn't in the comics. Like Thor, it's in the movies there's there's comedy.
Yeah.
Chris Hemsworth is just effing around in Thor, but the comics aren't. It's not like that.
Well,
there's not a comedy. The comedy's not in there.
It has a lot to do with the fact that he was such a pompous character. Guardians of the Galaxy, fucking that's a D fucking comic book.
that turned into an
Yeah.
A level whatever A level series. I guess it's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
And that was D. That was
Yeah.
D or E.
Spider-Man was an A.
Oh, Spider-Man was A. Yes, I
Yeah.
forgot.
Spider-Man was
Spider-Man
an A.
definitely
Yeah.
A.
So
Yes, absolutely. Spider-Man's up there.
yeah. So
Spider-Man, X-Men, probably the two A's.
mhm.
Hulk A minus. I mean, Avengers, was that an A minus or was that an A?
I've never read them. So
I don't
the
recall
Avengers.
Avengers being hot, but it's up there. It's just I don't know if it was as hot as those others, but
Right.
I feel like Avengers is right there.
Yeah.
A minus.
Yeah.
Fantastic Four definitely lower. I hate to say.
Yeah. Fantastic
And
Four.
the movies showed that.
Oh yeah, the movies were like because they had to adhere to this kind of mythos of the characters.
Yeah.
And it was
really funny.
Yeah, it was bad. So
It's sort of like in the DC world. I mean, Batman, it's number one, right?
Right.
That's their A.
Yeah.
Superman, I guess, is an A, right?
Did you watch Loki?
Superman? I didn't.
Oh,
No. Is it good?
it's good.
That's good? Okay.
Oh, it's really good.
I thought that was going to be bad.
No,
I was like,
no,
it's going to be bad.
Dude, no, Loki.
Okay.
By
really?
the time by the end
Okay.
of the Loki series, you're just suddenly like,
Wow.
holy shit! Did they really just fucking do that?
Okay.
No,
Everybody watch Loki then.
Loki is really good. Like
All right.
I was
Robot and the
shocked.
Bear devolves in from Luke Chuk art to talking about comic movies and TV, but okay.
Well, I love popular culture. I think
Yeah, me
popular.
too.
I mean, like dude, I often think that I create quote unquote pop art. Like
Yeah, for
you know,
sure.
And this is actually something that I was thinking of somewhat recently, like going back to the art thing, and that was that we look at like all these like obviously like Warhol, Lichtenstein, and Basquiat, whoever, like all these guys created what was coined pop art.
Yeah.
But then you look at artists like, say, Salvador Dali, or let's go even further back, Hieronymus Bosch, Bruegel the Elder, whatever. These guys were like the fucking art stars of their time.
I think so, right?
Yeah, they were literally Da Vinci, whatever. They were literally creating popular art, which is abbreviated down to pop art.
Yeah.
And
for sure. Oh, they maybe they were subsidized by wealthy families, right?
Of course,
right?
Of course.
Yeah, to just like they're like it's like, dude, you are amazing. Make art, please, right? I think it's something like that.
Right. And
right. Which is awesome.
But they were creating artwork that communicated to people of its time.
Yeah.
To larger audiences. And so I think that's what pop art does.
Yeah.
Pop art it kind of is artwork that speaks to, communicates with, or connects to the largest audience.
Sure.
So,
yeah. And at that time, I mean, 500 years ago, it might have been a very private, like small audience.
Well,
I mean,
Hieronymus,
like 500 years ago, Hieronymus Bosch.
Right.
It's like 500 years ago,
Sure. Well, you look at Michelangelo in the Sistine Chapel. That was fucking created for an audience of what's probably now millions.
Yeah. So, that's people going, look at the ceiling.
Yeah, while they're smoking their cigarettes, going, it's so beautiful.
Release the doves. There's people like looking up, going, "There's doves flying with that in the background."
Or like, and this goes on to like say like even like Egon Schiele or like Klimt, and like they were, in my eyes, these people were all creating pop art.
Yeah, there just wasn't really pop culture, I guess.
Yeah, there wasn't
like that pop culture.
Well, popular culture,
as we know it.
Yeah, well,
pop culture might have been religious at that time. Might have been the pop culture, right?
Exactly. And the thing is that like the pop culture as we know it didn't really come about until the 1960s, the 1950s. Like it was like
as we know it, contemporary pop culture, I would call it. 50s, 60s.
They were the byproduct of the fucking. The little dorks that were squeezed out of like these vets that came back from the Great War. The baby, they were the true boomers.
Yeah, and today too, if you think about it, I always think about it this way: is like a lot of the pop culture that's at the highest level, it's all made by geeky like nerdy comic book guys, right? Like
Right.
that's the directors, the creators, the business people might be another story, but the actual like J.J. Abrams, oh my god, he went to my high school. That dude's older than me,
Mm-hmm.
but he was a geeky dude, and it's like, but he struck back at every jock out there by being amazing, right? Like doing what he does, and that's
Yeah.
kind of like
Too bad that guy can't end a film, end a series to save his life.
he knows how to but he kind of knows how
He
to.
knows how to erect fucking towers,
Yeah.
but he has no idea how to tear them down.
Yeah, but he also he likes using the nostalgia factors so much,
Sure.
right? It's like cantina scene. Oh, I got to make my own.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that scene in Star Trek where they're on the other side of the glass, the nuclear,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's the Spock and
Mm-hmm.
Kirk. He mimics that, right?
Right.
And kind of brings it back. It's like those parts are rad because we're watching, going, oh my god, he did it,
Yeah.
And then yeah, he doesn't know how to end it all, but he knows the middle though, what to put in the middle.
Yeah, he knows
the cantina scene must be done. We need to have the cantina scene, the new updated version, right?
He knows how to end things on a great cliffhanger that makes you want more. But the thing is that but ending it like Lost, come on.
Yeah. That's true. Oh my god, you're right. The Lost and oh yeah, we need to flash sideways. I don't know. It was just a mess. That was crazy, right? Anyway, I get it.
Yeah. So, but wait, where was I going? I was going somewhere with all of this, but now
it was pop culture of the Medici families. I don't know.
Yeah,
artist in pop culture, I guess.
Yes. Anyways, I was going somewhere with this with my own work, but whatever.
Oh, back to Luke.
Back to Luke. Back to the guest and the host.
Back to Luke again.
It's all about me.
But you're saying you make art that is pop art.
I think I make art. And I don't remember where I was going with this.
It communicates.
It's communicative, and
sure.
And it's also at the same time it's very self-reflective. But
yeah,
I
still don't know what you're talking about.
I have no idea. Like
I forgot what I was talking about.
Yeah, like none of these hints are helping me at all.
It's okay.
Anyway,
you could have played it off, and we would have been okay. Instead, you showed your senior moment.
Yeah, well, that's what I do.
So George Takei, during one of the Biennale, the openings of the Giant Robot Biennales at Janum, he did the opening talk thing. I think it's the second one, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, let's get George Takei, and he was doing his George Takei Star Trek voice, talking about Eric Nakamura. I'm the biggest fan of Eric Nakamura. Like he said that or something like that. And he was like going off. And then at one moment he goes, what was my point? And then he goes, I don't remember what my point was. And he just I was like, you didn't need to say that. You could have played it off. Instead, he just went senior and goes, I don't recall my point.
Yeah. Well,
and I was like, it's okay, George. Just play it off. You were fine. But no, instead he delved into that.
But at the end of the day, like, was a point even necessary?
Absolutely not. So him doing that, everyone was like, whoa, he's using his voice to say, I forgot my point.
Yes.
It was just like it was really funny.
Well, but that's at the end of the day. I mean, like, what was like?
Everyone was there just tripping out on him, going, "Keep talking, keep going, keep going."
He's got that deep, dark, silky kind. Well, not silky.
He's got vocal swag. That's what it is.
Yeah,
it's a swagger using his. Everyone was like, "Just say anything. Just keep going." Shh, like everybody be quiet. Anyway.
I wonder if his partner gets sick of his voice.
I don't. Man, those guys are weird, man. I'm sure it's okay. I'm sure there's they're
after
doing
a while,
cosplay.
For us, it's super charming and because we don't hear it very regularly.
They talk on Howard Stern. He has said so many maybe TMI things. We're just like, oh, I don't need to hear this, But I don't know.
What? George Takei on Howard Stern?
Well, back when he was on there, he would talk about sexuality stuff that we'd go in the bed and wrestle, or whatever. And it's like, or whatever. I don't know. And I'd be like, oh, yeah, all right. Go for it. Go for it, George. Yay.
Yeah, go George.
It's just funny,
But that's the thing, right?
But he's using that voice to say that. And I'm like, oh, okay.
I imagine that, especially like when he was saying these things, it was probably a lot like it probably helped regularize the entire idea of like homosexuality in popular culture, because like you and I think are both old enough to remember a time when like homosexuality was just not something that was like a regular part of like popular culture.
Yeah, definitely. So, yeah. George has done a lot, like definitely. But yeah, I think it's the social media. He brought himself out of like the depths of maybe becoming irrelevant to becoming very relevant.
Yeah.
And to like Asian American people, he might be one of the larger voices still to this day.
Oh, definitely.
That's crazy, right? His Twitter's massive, but it's like that's amazing.
I think
he went from like
on Twitter too.
He went from absolutely like getting obscure little by little. He's like to like blowing up. So he did a good job somehow, some way.
Yeah, he's he became an activist, and
very much so.
His activism is integral in the way Americans kind of perceive a lot of things. So good job. Yeah. Good job, George.
Live long and prosper.
So who's the next artist?
Kelly's she goes by Kelly Sucks. Kelly Luke.
Oh,
Kelly Sucks.
Nice.
She is next. Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's going to be a big one.
Yeah, should be fun. She's this is her first time doing anything like this at this, a little larger, a little more. She will probably not have as much art as you do, but she'll do it. Yeah.
I'm shocked how much I ended up bringing in.
Yeah, it's the charcoals.
Yeah, the charcoals really
added a lot.
Yeah. It filled the fucking space up.
Yeah.
Pretty thoroughly. So, but like
more charcoals, more charcoals, even more charcoals.
I'm predicting that there'll probably be
It's a good thing. I like it. I like those a lot.
A thing next year. We'll see.
I love it.
Because like
that
was my first foray into. That was the first one I did, and I, now it's part of the Eric Nakamura collection.
Okay.
Well, I'm excited to see Kelly Sucks. Kelly Sucks is
cool.
She's great. I think
she's awesome.
Her work is somewhat reminiscent of who's that one Japanese illustrator?
Junji Ito. It's all Junji Ito. Maruo is another one. Guy named Maruo.
The one you have not Junji Ito is the guy who did like
Shintaro Kago Shintaro.
Yeah, Kago Shintaro is the one I think.
Yeah, they're all kind of like they're all generations kind of, it's the dark shit.
Yeah.
The darker, weirder manga style.
This show's going to like bleed into October, which is great. I think, so like October's
there you go.
Spooky month.
Spooky. Anyway, so we're at well over an hour.
Okay, we gotta get Kelly Sucks on next.
We'll do it. Oh, we'll do that.
She'll be great.
She'll be down.
Cool.
Yeah. Kelly Sucks.
Kelly Sucks.
Yeah.
Well,
Kelly Sucks.
Thanks to everyone who tuned in. Did
thank you.
Anyone show up?
They did. We have looks like parts of the Pop Shop Live family. I see.
Yeah.
Probably some from the Discord people, which maybe is kind of all blending together. Your Discord people. I'm sure there's a bunch.
Yeah. A big shout out to the Giant Robot Discord. I know a lot of you
Believe it or not, ridiculously, I can say, is this ridiculous? At one moment right now, we actually have more viewers on Twitch than we did ever on Instagram Live. Like live viewers. We actually have as much on Twitch or more.
Yeah.
Even in just a little bit, but yeah.
I like this time. This time is a good time for me. I think 4:30 to 5:30 is a good time for me.
I'm down. We can do this.
Yeah.
We can do this. And the thing is, I'm recording this too, so I'll put it on YouTube, and then it'll, we'll get it onto the rest of the. We're gonna be back on the charts in Thailand.
Luke Chu,
No, we
Eric
literally are.
Nakamura talking Luke's show, talking movies, talking George Takei.
George Takei. There you go. All right.
Already
so
is.
yeah, everybody, thanks so much for joining. First time on Twitch.
Yes.
But yeah, we'll also be available elsewhere. So
Yes.
definitely stop by this weekend. Saturday, if you're in Los Angeles, stop by Luke Chu
Yeah,
at Giant Robot 2.
Maybe we could stream
Saturday?
it. Maybe you could just like stream. I could try and find a way to stream it, like
All right, we
on
can.
Twitch. Yeah,
We can. Twitch.
Yeah, all
Pop
4
shop.
hour, 4 to
Pop
5
shop.
hours.
We can do it.
Of me hanging out there. It'll be funny.
All right, multiples. Okay,
So,
take care, man. I'll see you.
all right, see you guys.
All right, see you. Bye.